Subtraction with a tree diagram. Subtraction with a tree diagram or subtraction with partial difference requires the kids to have the ability to say we can go into the negative numbers, that we still owe something, or that we don't have enough of something. I think too often kids with subtraction have been told if your number isn't big enough, you can't do the problem. And instead of saying we can't do the problem, we need to tell them that we need to get more, or we don't have enough of a certain place value to solve the problem, so there's a way to get there. So with the tree diagram, it looks very similar to the addition diagram. We're going to work with place value. So this is 70 things that I have, and I'm going to take away 30 of those things, which leaves me with 40. Then I have 5 ones, and I am going to take away 2 of those ones, which leaves me with 3. Now the difference here is that we're going to add these together. Because we've already done the subtraction of each of the place values, we now need to put our number back together. So now we have 40 plus 3, which gives us 43. Now what happens if really we had to do some borrowing, as most subtraction problems can go either way? Well, that's where we use the negative numbers. So the first thing, again here, we need to look at the values. So I have 200 things, but I don't have any hundreds to subtract. So that allows me to keep my 200. I'm then going to add it to what 0 groups of 10 minus 60 would be, or 6 groups of 10. Because I don't have any groups of 10, that tells me that I still owe 60 things to whatever I'm paying, or that I still need to find 60 things to give away. So that's why the negative is there. Then I do my ones. I have 4 things, but I really need to get rid of 9 things. So that means I still owe 5. So in the past, we've always thought that our younger kids wouldn't understand the negative numbers, but when you explain it as that you still owe them, you need to still get that for them, they start seeing this as an easier process. So now we're just going to take 2 numbers, and we're going to say 200 minus 60 leaves us with 140. This 5 just continues down. So now I say 140 minus the 5 gives me 135. Having the kids have that ability to go into the negatives gives them the understanding that I didn't have enough of that value to take the amount away that I needed to. When we tell kids, you can't do it, like the 4 minus 9, you can't do, that limits their understanding of what really is happening. Because really you can take 4 things, take 9 of the things away, but what it says is that I didn't have enough of those, so I still owe you 5. Changing that mindset with kids is very important. It just puts you in the negative, or says I still owe that amount, not that I can't do the problem. When we tell kids you can't do it, they automatically then want to be right and say I can, and so that's when you will see kids flip this number and say 9 minus 4 or 6 minus 0. That's the hesitation with telling the kids you can't do this because you don't have enough, versus I don't have enough of this place value, so I will need to get some from someplace else.